I'm not rich, so I was about to take my daughter Suin to Marrakesh on a £100 holiday, flights and hotels all included, and almost booked it, but then I remembered I'm travelling with Suin and she's a walking souvenir shop, so instead I built a plan. We're actually in Marrakesh right now as this video goes live, and trust me, this trip had to be affordable. As I said before, I'm not rich, but I do love making every penny count, especially when travelling with my teenage daughter Suin, who thinks souks are just giant shopping malls. The goal, to stick to a realistic budget without micro-planning every moment. I wanted a trip that felt relaxed, spontaneous, but secretly had a lot of the spending locked down in advance. So stick around and I'll show you how I pre-planned this trip to control costs, from cheap flights in a Riyadh to a fully loaded desert safari, and even a splash of 4-star luxury at the end. And if you want to see how it all pans out in real time, keep an eye on our YouTube shorts, because we will be posting them daily while we're out here, sharing the chaos and the camels as we come across them. So let's set the scene. This started as a £100 holiday, which was unbelievable. Return flights and accommodation. But it also meant staying in a Riyadh, which meant giving Suin access to the camels, the plastic crap and everything else. I'm not paying extra for a suitcase. So I decided to build something smarter. So we're now doing 2 nights in a Riyadh, 2 nights on a desert safari, so that's 3 whole days where you know what you're doing, and the final 3 nights in a luxury 4-star hotel. Yes, it pushed the budget up, it pushed it up to 231 per person obviously. However, there's 3 days of solid entertainment there, and not to mention a bit of luxury at the end, which you'd be entertaining yourself instead of sunning by a pool. So stage 1, the first 2 nights were in a proper Riyadh in the heart of the Medina. No all-inclusive buffet, no minibar, just traditional Moroccan vibes, a rooftop terrace and a surprisingly decent shower, we hope. I picked this up for 2 reasons. One, it keeps costs low, and second, it's bang in the middle of everything. And by everything, I mean everything, including some free stuff. So you want value. Here's how we're spending very little but still soaking up the real Moroccan atmosphere in Marrakesh. We're going to wander the Medina. Sensory overload without spending overload, I hope. Full disclosure, Suin will probably try to buy a bag, a lamp, possibly a small goat at every chance she gets. But it's the souks, there's going to be hours of fun dodging mopeds and saying no thank you every 12 seconds. We have a little plan here, we both speak Welsh. So when they come up to us, we're going to answer them in Welsh, because hopefully they won't understand us. So Suin has got me to say, Mae'n bore glaw yn y lolfa, which actually means it's raining in the lounge, but they won't know that. However, they'll give up, or that's the plan. And then you've got Jamar El Fanar at night. Music, food stalls, chaos, all for the price of a fresh orange juice. I hope. You've also got Le Jardin Secret or Cyber Park. Peaceful gardens when you can reset before Suin goes hunting for another souvenir. So we're basically front loading the trip with low spend days. No need for taxis, tours or tickets, just old school exploring. And yes, probably getting lost, but that's half the fun. Until it's 34 degrees and you've walked past the same cat 4 times. By starting like this, we've already delayed the point where spending becomes inevitable, because everything's fresh, you're seeing it for the first time, you're just taking it all in and having a bit of fun. We've got breakfast included in the Riyadh, and we'll grab cheap eats from bakeries, cafes, food stalls, or anywhere that looks busy with the locals, always a good sign. So stage 2 is the desert tour adventure. So after 2 low spend days, dodging mopeds and goats in the Medina, we crank things up a bit, but without losing control of the budget. We're heading off on a 3-day, 2-night desert safari. I found it on Viator for about £80 per person, which seems quite reasonable considering you've got 3 days of entertainment, 2 nights accommodation, and some meals suspiciously included. And honestly, that's cheaper than, to be honest, 2 days at a mediocre UK theme park with £9 sausage rolls. So on day 1 we leave Marrakesh and and wind our way through the Atlas Mountains. And I say wind because the roads will have your stomach churning, crossing the... I've got to look at this to see if I can say it. Crossing the Tizi and Chika Pass. Then it's a stop at Ait Banahadu, a crumbling movie set of a village that's been in everything from Gladiator to Game of Thrones. Then we end the day in the Dardes Valley, have dinner and crash at a hotel. Not a bad first day. Yes, there's been a lot of travelling, but apparently the bus is air conditioned. I hope that means more than just let's open the windows, guys. It's gorgeous in the morning. Literally, we drive through Todra Gorge, then it's off to Mezuka where proper adventure begins. We hop on camels and head out into the Chebi dunes for a night under the stars at a desert camp, barber music, bonfire, tagine, probably someone trying to sell me a rug by candlelight. And we wake up with the sun over the Sahara, and I suppose this is supposed to be the main event when they take you out to watch the sunrise. I can't wait for that. Now, I'm not naive. I know I'll probably get stung occasionally here, like the local lunch stop will be mysteriously owned by the driver's cousin. The optional quad bike add-on that's not mandatory, but your camel might get jealous. But here's the thing, the scale of the hustle, hopefully, will be a bit more manageable here. Like if someone overcharges me in Morocco, it will usually be by about £3. In the UK, it's £3 just to look at a Pret. The best part is that the tour gives us structure. For 3 days we're busy, fed, and sleeping somewhere arranged, which means we won't blow the budget in a moment of tired, hungry chaos. I've watched some of the videos on YouTube, and a lot of people have done this before. Have said most of the lunch stops are usually in an area where there are other options. Yes, they might get a bit angry with you for looking at something else, but I'm going to walk in, I'm going to say for the lunch, how much is it, bottom line. If it's a price I don't like, I'll go to a nearby shop or another cafe. And for the third stage, poolside or maybe not. After our dusty camel adventures, we check into a 4-star hotel for our final 3 nights with spa, pool, and best of all, it's just far enough from the Medina that I can open my wallet in the safety of my room without immediately being offered a carpet, sunglasses or a baby goat. Now, in my fantasy version of this trip, this is where Suin chills by the pool with a mocktail and a murder mystery novel. But this is the real world, and she's already hinted the sun loungers aren't action-packed enough. And she's probably right, because I share her enthusiasm for sitting there doing nothing. However, it will be nice at night to sit by the pool and have she can have a mocktail. I'm having a real bloody thing. So I've done what I always do. I've hit up Viator for backup. And 2 options caught my eye. First one's the bucket list blowout. Hot air balloon ride and breakfast. It kicks in at about £100 per person. Yes, it's a big chunk of change, but it's a once in a lifetime experience. Balloon ride as the sun comes up over the desert, Then a traditional Moroccan breakfast. Yeah. Traditional Moroccan breakfast when you're a captive audience, it might not be what I'm expecting. However, they've agreed to feed us, they're going to feed me. And get this, Viator's price is actually cheaper than booking with the agent direct. Because I'm stingy, because I'm careful, I've gone online and I've found a couple of the balloon ride operators. Their prices direct with them were nearly twice the price of Viator. I suppose it's all to do with the leverage of group discounts. Bravo capitalism. The same thing happened to us in Japan. Tour platforms aren't always a rip-off. Now the other option is the budget banger, Uzud Waterfalls trip. Comes in at £22, and for that you get a 10-hour trip in an air-conditioned minibus through the lower Atlas Mountains, ending at Morocco's highest waterfall. Now those of you who see my Canada videos know I've got a bit of a penchant for waterfalls. You can hike, explore Berber villages, take a boat ride which is included, and I believe there's lots of wild monkeys to be seen, so Suin's going to love that, as long as she doesn't try and bite one. And the whole thing costs about the same as a sandwich and coffee at Luton Airport. More importantly, it's a controlled day. Yes, there'll be guys selling you plastic camels if we haven't already got enough, but at least there's some control over that. And honestly, we might do both if the early part of the trip goes well and Suin doesn't fill our hand luggage up. But if the budget's tight, I'll let her choose. then quietly campaign for the waterfall trip. 10 hours of entertainment for £22. I mean, let's just say that again. 10 hours of entertainment for £22? Wow. So that's the plan. A carefully balanced budget trip, where we front load the fun, build in chill time, and hopefully avoid the dreaded moment of realising I blew the budget 3 days in, and now we have to choose between lunch or luggage space for a souvenir carpet. This whole trip is about spending smart, not missing out, and making sure we don't end up saying no to amazing experiences just because we didn't plan ahead. And hey, we're actually out there right now. If you're watching this and if you've got any trips for activities I haven't considered, or how to get my money back, or you just want to guess how many plastic camels Sewin's brought, drop a comment and let us know. I do know one thing: if she's not careful, she'll soon realise the hard way that the resale value of a carpet isn't what she expected. But if this kind of planning helps you and you feel more confident booking your own trip, hit that like button, maybe even subscribe, and keep an eye out for our shorts this week. They'll be live from the ground in Marrakesh, providing I haven't had to swap my phone for food. See you in the next one, unless I've been bartered for a lantern and some spices. Seriously, this is going to be fun. There's no point going totally budget and missing out on everything. However, it would be nice to have enough money left to consider another holiday. Thanks for watching, as always.